Happy Friday, Beacon! Oh my goodness, what a week. Have you ever wondered how much we can pack into a week? Well, I'm here to tell you. This week, Reverend Robin and our delegation flew all the way to India to meet our partners in July and to meet our partners out of Romania, out of Barot. And in addition to that, our Spring Forward, our largest fundraiser of the year, is on Saturday at 6 o'clock. Have you gotten your tickets to Spring Forward yet? Not only that, but the clocks are actually springing forward, which means there's going to be a little more light. And not only that, but you're going to have to set those clocks because I'm preaching on Sunday morning and Chad Petrove is singing along with Misa, and Dr. Thule is going to be telling a story about Holi, because this week we celebrated not only Holi, but Purim. Oh my goodness, what a week. And that's not even what I'm here to tell you about. I'm here to tell you about an experience that I had, a story that I heard over the course of the last month. As you probably know, we're reading the book Mistakes and Miracles. It is our common read. You can read the book and you can come to the conversations on March 16th and April 20th. We had our first conversation on February 16th. And while I was ready to, show up to a book discussion, it was so much more than a book discussion. Our Widening the Circle group took us into the practice of what it means to create a covenant. I have done this loads of times, but this was probably the best experience I have ever had in my experience of Unitarian Universalism. They took us into an experience of what it means to belong, and each of us shared moments when we really felt true belonging. And then we read stories in which we struggled as communities, as Unitarian Universalist communities, to live into that belonging. I was able to learn some new skills and bring those new skills to our chaplain team. And just last night, our chaplain team did the same thing. We started to create our covenant for our chaplain group. We talked together about experiences we had had in belonging, times when somebody knew our name and noticed us, times when we introduced ourselves and came with our full power, moments where our voices were heard and we made room for other voices. There were so many things that people said that created this experience of belonging, and not one of them dominated. You actually had to have space between the logs of this fire we call our chalice in order to create community. What was interesting then was we read one particular story out of Mistakes and Miracles as a chaplain team. It was about a Unitarian Universalist named Jimmy and the co-author Karen, talking about what it means to be an Asian American Unitarian Universalist, talking about their stories of having to assimilate. One of the lines that got our chaplains was that other Asian Americans were asking Jimmy to assimilate, one of them being his own mother. Assimilate. We asked the question, when in your life have you had to assimilate? And what did you lose as a result of that? And then we considered as chaplains, when we are meeting people, when we are talking with people, when we are listening to people, how is assimilating preventing them from belonging? So on the surface, I would tell you that a common read is just reading a book. But a book does nothing if it doesn't change your life. And that's what the common read is doing. It is changing our ministries. Our chaplain ministry is dedicated to creating experiences of true belonging here at Beacon. And I know other teams are as well. They're engaging in the same conversation. But these are things that you might not see on a day-to-day basis. It might not be what you see when you come on Sunday. But these are things that we are working on. And it's what we pack into a week. We make space for the deep conversations because it shows up in how we interact with people. We are people of belonging. We make mistakes in order to make room for miracles. And those miracles, we hope, of course, are aligned with our mission of radical inclusion, of feeding the human spirit, and healing the world. So I invite you to get Mistakes and Miracles, to read a story out of it, and to see how it changes you. Maybe come to the conversation on Thursday, March 16th at 7 o'clock, either in person or on Zoom. Maybe invite someone else and consider, where have you belonged? What created that sense of belonging? And where have you had to assimilate, losing pieces of yourself? What would it look like if Beacon were a place where we could show up as we are and who we're ever becoming? That's the impact we want to have. Happy Friday, Beacon. Good luck fitting it all in, and good luck letting go of the things that don't fit. Blessings.